Rolls-Royce is known for making some of the most luxurious cars in the world. It's a brand that many of the wealthiest people dream of owning. But what's surprising is that this legendary company was founded by a boy who grew up in poverty, spending his childhood doing hard labor. The story starts in 1863 in a small village in England where Henry Royce was born. When he was just 4 years old, his father's business failed and his family ended up homeless. But that wasn't the end of their struggles. At the age of 9, Henry lost his father, and his mother had to work as a maid to support the family. Young Henry started delivering newspapers to help out. His future seemed bleak, but things took a turn when he was 14. An aunt who recognized Henry's potential helped him secure an apprenticeship at the Great Northern Railway Company. Over the next 3 years, Henry worked tirelessly, reading as many books as he could and learning skills like carpentry, math, and electronics. By the time he was 17, he had become a skilled mechanic. At 21, Henry was working as an engineer for a company called Maxim Western. But when the company faced financial troubles, Henry had a choice: take a job elsewhere or start something of his own. He decided to go with the second option. With just $20 in savings, he set up a small office in Manchester and started F.H. Royce and Company, partnering with his friend Ernest Claremont. In the early days, Henry took on any work he could find, such as repairing sewing machines and installing electrical fittings. Soon, he noticed that the demand for electrical equipment like light fixtures was growing. He began manufacturing products like bulb holders, arc lamps, and doorbells. This decision transformed his small business, and by 1900, the company's sales exceeded $20,000. By the time Henry turned 38, he had a family and was planning to build a large factory. Everything was going well until 1901, when foreign companies from Germany and America entered the British electronics market. Competition increased, prices dropped, and Henry's business started to collapse. As his business failed, Henry's health also deteriorated. When he saw a doctor, he was advised to get fresh air and relax. The doctor suggested that buying a car might help him travel without much effort. Following the advice, Henry bought a French car called Decoville during a vacation. However, the car was noisy, had poor brakes, and frequently overheated. This didn't meet Henry's high standards, so he decided to improve it. What started as small modifications turned into a complete redesign. The car Henry built was far better than the original Decoville, and this gave him the confidence to start building his own cars. Henry formed a small team and began working on his design. By 1904, his 10-horsepower, 2-cylinder car was ready. It was quiet, lightweight, reliable, and durable. On April 1st, 1904, the car was tested on the road and successfully covered a distance of 50 kilometers without any problems. Henry built 2 more cars of the same model and made further improvements. While the cars were exceptional, Henry didn't have the means to introduce them to a larger market. This is where Charles Rolls entered the story. Henry was showcasing his cars at an exhibition when Rolls, a passionate car enthusiast and successful businessman, noticed them. Rolls was already searching for a British luxury car manufacturer and was impressed by the quality of Henry's cars. He even told his business partner that he had found the best engineer in the world. Rolls and Royce decided to join forces and start a partnership to sell these cars. Their collaboration gave birth to Rolls-Royce, a brand that became a global symbol of luxury and excellence. In March 1906, Rolls-Royce Limited officially came into existence. The company introduced 4 car models with 10, 15, 20, and 30 horsepower. To promote their cars, Rolls-Royce decided that participating in racing events was the best strategy. They entered prestigious competitions like the Isle of Man races and the Tourist Trophy. Using their own vehicles, Rolls-Royce not only won these races but also set impressive speed records. By this time, Rolls-Royce was already recognized as one of the best car manufacturers. However, their most iconic car was still in the making. Later, in 1906, they launched a model with 40 to 50 horsepower and a 6-cylinder engine. This car, painted in silver, was exceptionally smooth and quiet, earning it the name Silver Ghost. To prove the car's durability, Rolls-Royce organized a 24,000-kilometer endurance test. Over a period of 2.5 months, the Silver Ghost was driven non-stop, day and night, except on Sundays. The car successfully completed the test without a single issue. Rolls-Royce also held other demonstrations to highlight the car's quality. In one famous test, a coin was balanced on the car's bonnet while the engine was running. The coin didn't move or fall, proving just how smooth the engine was. These efforts made the Silver Ghost famous as the best car in the world. It quickly became the preferred vehicle for royalty, aristocrats, and wealthy industrialists. The partnership between Henry Royce and Charles Rolls was proving to be a remarkable success. But during this golden period, tragedy struck. Charles Rolls, who was as passionate about aviation as he was about cars, met with a fatal accident. On July 12, 1910, he was flying a Wright Flyer aircraft when the tail section broke mid-flight. The plane crashed from a height of 100 feet. In this tragic incident, 32-year-old Charles Rolls lost his life, becoming the first person in Britain to die in an aviation accident. This event had a profound impact on Rolls-Royce. Though the company was grieving, it continued to move forward. However, in 1911, Rolls received another devastating blow. His health rapidly declined, and doctors diagnosed him with bowel cancer. Despite undergoing a major surgery, the doctors gave him just 3 months to live. Even in the face of such dire news, Rolls-Royce continued refining the design and engineering of the Silver Ghost. Then, a miracle occurred. After the predicted 3 months, Rolls made a full recovery. With his return, Rolls-Royce made significant upgrades to the Silver Ghost. They increased the car's ground clearance, improved the suspension, and reinforced the chassis for better performance. Around this time, Rolls-Royce noticed a growing trend of car owners adding personalized mascots to their vehicle bonnets. However, the company was concerned that some of these mascots might tarnish Rolls-Royce's prestigious image. To avoid this, they decided to create their own mascot. They drew inspiration from British actress Eleanor Thornton and a model for the design. The resulting sculpture depicted a woman leaning forward with her arms stretched back as if being blown by a strong gust of wind. This elegant figure symbolized grace, freedom, and speed. The mascot was named the Spirit of Ecstasy, with ecstasy representing overwhelming happiness. Thanks to these improvements, Rolls-Royce's sales and profits soared. By 1913, their profits had exceeded $90,000, and the company began planning for international expansion. However, just as things were looking up, a global crisis hit. The outbreak of World War I in 1914, the war started, and Rolls-Royce was unprepared. The economy collapsed, hurting luxury car manufacturers like Rolls-Royce. Sales plummeted, and the company had to lay off employees. Many believed that Rolls-Royce wouldn't survive the war, but the company had a different vision. Rolls-Royce approached military officials and realized there was a significant demand for reliable, high-performance vehicles during the war. So they modified the Silver Ghost into an armored vehicle. The car's body was fitted with 8mm thick armor, and a rotating turret with a machine gun was added. This modified Silver Ghost was deployed in the tough desert regions of the Middle East and was even used for espionage missions. Additionally, the car's smooth driving capability made it the ideal choice for transporting injured soldiers. Rolls-Royce found a new purpose for their cars, and despite the challenges, the company persevered. As a result, many Silver Ghosts were converted into war ambulances during World War I. The cars had enough space to accommodate stretchers, medical equipment, and nurses. To ensure operations could continue during the night, electric lights were installed. These ambulances played a vital role, saving thousands of lives. Additionally, due to their luxurious features, Rolls-Royce cars became the preferred choice for high-ranking officers, diplomatic missions, and royal couriers during the war. While working closely with the military, Rolls-Royce noticed that the British Air Force was heavily reliant on French companies for airplane engines, and the government was eager for a British company to step in and supply the engines. Recognizing the opportunity, Rolls-Royce ventured into aero engine manufacturing. Royce himself learned the intricacies of aero engine design, and in 1915 introduced his first engine, the Eagle. It was lighter, more fuel-efficient, and more reliable than its competitors, which led the British Air Force to order 500 Eagle engines by the end of the year. Rolls-Royce didn't stop with the Eagle. Later in 1915, they developed the Hawk engine for light aircraft. By 1916, the Falcon engine, a smaller version of the Eagle, was introduced. Then, in 1918, they produced the Condor engine for larger, long-range aircraft. These engines provided Britain with a significant edge in aerial combat, reconnaissance missions, anti-submarine operations, and bombing runs, playing a crucial role in their victory. This foray into aero engine manufacturing turned out to be a brilliant move. Even today, Rolls-Royce's engines power thousands of commercial and military aircraft worldwide. After the conclusion of World War I in 1918, Rolls-Royce spent the next 15 years focusing on both luxury cars and aircraft engines. They introduced a more affordable car, the 20, but its sales didn't meet expectations. By 1925, competition in the luxury car market had grown fiercer, with brands like Bentley, Delmar, and Cadillac vying for dominance. Rolls-Royce needed a bold new car to stay on top. In response, they replaced the Silver Ghost with the new Phantom, which featured improved performance and four-wheel brakes. The Phantom was a huge success, solidifying Rolls-Royce's position as the leader in the luxury car market. Later, the Phantom II was introduced and received the same praise. In 1931, Rolls-Royce acquired Bentley, which was on the brink of bankruptcy, and produced the Bentley 3.5L, an outstanding mix of Rolls-Royce, luxury, and Bentley's performance. Sadly, Sir Henry Royce never lived to see the car. On April 22, 1933, at the age of 70, Sir Henry Royce passed away, just months before the Bentley 3.5L went into production. Since Royce's death, Rolls-Royce has seen its fair share of highs and lows. On the one hand, the company launched iconic models like the Phantom III, Silver Shadow, and the Ghost. On the other hand, it faced financial challenges in the 1960s, leading to the separation of its aviation and automobile businesses. Today, Rolls-Royce is owned by BMW Motors, but the brand remains the ultimate symbol of luxury. Owning a Rolls-Royce is not just about possessing a car, it's about owning a masterpiece, a testament to the perfection and charisma of Henry Royce.